What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another afternoon in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your brew master in chief. And this afternoon in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with a bit of a meta update, a little bit of a check-in to see how Alchemy has affected the previous, top decks in Standard, which were mono white, mono green, and is it turns and mono black and Orzhov control. Definitely need to be mentioned in that list. But the first one I'm going to check in with kind of updated version for Alchemy is going to be this one, which I'm calling Captain CoCo. So for those of you who don't know, Collected Company is a card that is still legal in Historic. CoCo, Collected Company, it's how it's referred to in in the circles. And what it does is it brings, you look at the top 6 cards of your library at instant speed for 4 mana, and you bring 2 creatures with mana value 3 or less onto the battlefield. I'm calling this guy Captain CoCo because it kind of does the same thing, but there's no chance of whiffing. With Collected Company, what if, there is no creatures in the top 6 cards of your library? What if, there's many ways in which it could whiff or be countered or what have you. Inquisitor Captain enters the battlefield if there are 20 or more creature cards with mana value 3 or less among cards in your graveyard, hand, and library. You seek 2 creature cards with mana value 3 or less. So seek. It's not look at the top 6 cards. It just pulls 2 random 3 drops or lower from the deck, and you can pick the best one that you need in that moment of the 2, and it'll end up on the battlefield. So for 4 mana, you get 2 bodies. It's ridiculously good. Like, I think once everything shakes out, this is going to end up being one of the better cards from Alchemy for sure. And mono white's the perfect home for him. I think I'm looking at a Selesnya build as well that would work great. Keep tuned for that. But the mono white shell is obviously perfect because it's mostly really good 3 drops and 1 and 2 drops. So it's easy to satisfy its criteria. You've got 32 creatures, only 5 of those are bigger than 3 mana. So Captain CoCo is always going to trigger. And the rest of the deck is just your typical mono white stuff, but we have made some changes. Okay, so there's 3 copies of Hopeful Initiate, 3 copies of Usher of the Fallen as our 1 drops of choice. It used to be 4 and 4, and I went down to 3 and 3 just to make way for a couple of copies of Portable Hull. Then we've got Captain Eberhart as another captain. There's 2 captains, the double captain deck. This guy's pretty interesting, and I want to test him out. I don't know if it's going to be as good as it was like all hyped up to be. It might actually be super duper good. I'm not entirely sure. I've only got 2 copies of him anyway, but I thought that would be the sweet spot regardless of how many copies I had. So let's check it out. Let's see how it plays. Captain Eberhart is a legendary human soldier 1/1 with double strike. Spells you cast from among cards you drew this turn cost you 1 less to cast. Spells cast from among cards your opponent drew this turn cost 1 more to cast. So nice little tax on your opponent's top decks. Then we've got a full playset of Intrepid Adversary because epic. Such a good card. I don't think I really need to say much more about that. It's just great at any point. You can play it on turn 2. It's a 3/1 with lifelink. Great. You can play it on turn 4. Buffs your whole squad. You can top deck it in turn 10. It's always going to be great at any point in the game. So I love Intrepid Adversary, and it's an obvious 4 of. And the card that is replacing Luminarch Aspirant in the build for me is Sigardian Evangel. Like, they nerfed Luminarch Aspirant. I did test it. It is clearly well nerfed. It is rendered the card a much more defensive card and less of an aggressive card. If you get what I mean. Like, the counter gets put on at the end step, so it's mostly to like buff your creatures so that they're bigger for when your opponent might swing back at you, rather than like Luminarch Aspirant hits the board now, I make a creature bigger and I attack straight away with it. It's definitely changed the play pattern with the card a lot, and I think that it's probably not as good as this card that they nerfed 1/2 drop for the mono white deck, and they've just given us a way better new one, in my opinion. So Sigardian Evangel, 2 mana 3/1. When it enters the battlefield, you conjure a card named Sigardian Evangel into your hand, so it immediately replaces itself. Discard that card at the beginning of your next end step. When Sigardian Evangel enters the battlefield, you tap target permanent you don't control. Not target creature, target permanent you don't control. So that can sometimes be relevant, tapping down opponent's lands and things like that. So if you've got like 6 lands, you can cast 3 of these things. And you'd still have a 4th one in your hand at the end that you wouldn't be able to cast that would end up in your graveyard. So you'd end up with like 4 new cards in one turn like that. And I'm going to take full advantage of that in a Orzhov Clerics deck that's coming up in the next couple of days. Because, of course, all those copies that have ended up in the graveyard can now be reanimated with all the many ways that things can be reanimated in Orzhov Clerics. So I think this card is also a huge upgrade in that list. So keep your eyes peeled. But yeah, full playset of Sigardian Evangel. And we get to check out this conjuring thing happening. It's the second time now. We've already seen Conjure with Toralf's Disciple in the previous deck tech I put up, but interesting when cards just appear out of thin air like that. Then we've got 3 copies of Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, which is kind of a little tag team here with Captain Eberhart. They are both in here to tax the opponent so that we can get our turn 3 play out safely, and perhaps then also swing with our turn 3 play and successfully even land a turn 4 spell before we have to deal with the opponent's potentially sweeping the board completely. Then we've got 3 copies of Brutal Cathar for some removal. 2 copies of Valorous Stance. Protect your creatures' indestructibility until the end of turn, or destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. Great card. I wish I could run more. I just couldn't think of anything else to squeeze out of the deck, but 2 has been okay. Then we got Brutal Cathar, more removal. Maul of the Skyclaves, just a one-of, sneaky one-of. Putting this on an Adeline is just the best thing ever. So that's what we're trying to do. Just keep it in hand if you get it. Put it on your Adeline. Great stuff. Then we've got 1 copy of Reidane. We've gone down to 1. We had to make way for a few, captains and things. But it's okay. If you get it, good. If you don't, it's not a huge problem. But sometimes if I get it late in the game, I'll cast it as Valkmira's Protector's Shield rather than the Reidane. At that point, the tax on the opponent's 4 drops isn't that important, and a 2/3 flyer with Vigilance is neither here nor there. So keep that in mind. Then we've got 2 copies of Adeline, Resplendent Cathar, which is the main target for our Maul of the Skyclaves, as I previously mentioned, and then a couple copies of Skyclave Apparition, just a little bit extra removal in case. Then we've talked about Inquisitor Captain. Had to have 4 of. This is kind of this whole video, this whole deck is really just to really test this card out and see how it performs on the ladder. So definitely had to have a 4 of. I want to make sure to cast this card at least once in every game and see how it goes. And then I managed to squeeze in 1 sneaky copy of Legion Angel, which does give us the full playset with the 3 that are in the lesson board, or in the sideboard. I've gotten so used to calling it a lesson board. And then the mana base. I've just trimmed 1 land down to 23 to fit in the Legion Angel. And we've still got 4 Faceless Havens, so we also get to test whether this nerf is such a big deal. It's now a 3/3 instead of a 4/3. Everything else is the same. Let's see if it makes it way worse or what. And then 1 Cave of the Frost Dragon, because sometimes it's nice to have a flying creature land. That's the deck. We all know the strategy. We've all played against this. Now we've just got a cool new card that kind of restocks the board for us. Post sweeper or that kind of stuff in the form of Inquisitor Captain, or Captain CoCo. All right, jump into some games. Now at this point in my videos, as usual, is when I like to do a little bit of self-promotion. So if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, kindly consider doing so. We are well on our way to 500 subs. At which point a giveaway is going to be triggered, and I'm giving away some cosmetics. So if you want to take part, you need to be a subscriber. So don't forget. Also, don't forget to do all that other good YouTube stuff. If you could be so kind. Like the video. leave a comment. Love your comments. And if you want to be notified of future daily uploads, then hit the bell icon. Alright there. Captain Eberhart in the opening hand. I like. First game that I've played with him. Let's see how this goes. First time I've even seen this card on the board. Ooh, Orzhov. Orzhov is bad. Bad matchup against mono white. There's all kinds of bad things. Okay. This is an interesting one, because you could play it in a party deck, or you could just play it in a tribal deck. As long as the tribe that you're playing it... Ooh. 2 mana Brutal Cathar. I like that. I like that a lot. Dunk-ba-dunk. Because, you could just play a warrior tribal, and every warrior that comes into play would be able to... Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. What do we pick? Definitely Adeline, right? I mean, come on. Unfortunately, this is a 3/3. Because of the angel. See, so he's doing what I was just describing. It's just going to be cleric tribal. I don't think it's a party deck. Yeah. Luckily, I've got a Brutal Cathar already. Here comes some removal, though. Ow. Even better. Even better. Then we've got mana to boast. He'll probably kill the Usher, but that's okay. That was great. Portable hole. We can save the Cathar for another threat, which is likely to be deployed. Toot sweet. That 3 mana captain off of the other captain was beautiful. Opponent's having a good think. That's what I thought. I had a feeling. I think we just need to do this. Game 1 goes to mono white. Let's see if we can rank up a little bit today. I definitely need it. It's been a bad streak. Kind of struggling to figure out the meta, to be honest. A bunch of new stuff. I'm kind of a bit low on funds. Don't have all the wild cards. Everybody's trying all this crazy new stuff. It's been really fun, and definitely a mind bender to try and figure out like what the next best new deck is. There already seems to be a mono black deck like emerging with the Blood Artist. There's an enchantment that makes a Blood Artist that looks really strong. People are already claiming it's the best new deck in the format. Let's see about that. It's a pity we have 2 Thalias. I'd prefer to have, one, and some other card, like a land maybe, but this tag team won't come about in every opening hand because we've only got 2 Eberharts, so I am going to keep this and go with probably Thalia into Eberhart. Nice 1 drop. Perfect. Now, is this mono green or is it werewolves? A lot of werewolves scampering about. Ooh, okay, never mind. Something Golgari. Ooh. The Guardian of Thraben. Dum dum dum. That's made it so that he can only cast his Binding of the Old Gods on turn 5. Don't think we can close it out that quickly, however. But we'll just have to try our best. I like that interaction when it happens. He loses. So we can just follow it up with another Thalia. That should really piss him off. Just lost 2 life for nothing, bud. Okay. The captain joins Thalia for the extra annoying taxation, thus reducing. Oh, this was reduced regardless. Sure, I mean, why not? We've got another one in hand. Probably should have blocked the Black Source, but I don't think there's anything he can cast with Thalia on board. Double tax, baby. This one goes to the graveyard, but you see it stays. We have now increased our deck size by a card. Still just boggles my mind. So Meatuk Massacre for 1 is obviously terrifying. Oh, okay. We just have him. We top deck a land, we've won the game. Come on, baby. Land into Intrepid Adversary. It's all I've ever wanted is just a land. Leave in the heart of the cards. Oh. Okay. Captain CoCo is going to have to do. Whatever. Pity. If we'd had a land, that would have been the game. But when it's down to 1, you better have a sweeper. And even a sweeper isn't going to really do it. Because we've got a 3-3. Captain CoCo. As you can see, mono white still feels incredibly busted. Notable cards that I'm not running. Elite Spellbinder. I don't know. What do you guys think? What's the better plan here? Like Adeline. What could I trim? Could I get rid of the 2 Skyclave Apparitions and just put in a couple of Spellbinders? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. So far though, this version's been okay. The only new card that I've put in now is Captain Eberhart, and so far, me select the captain. The double captain. The double captain special. What do we got? I tend to want to keep these hands with Legion Angel because it's freaking good. It's rare to get it. We just need to get 1 more land and we're in business. So I'm going to risk it. Risk it. Ooh. Okay, we got the land though. Turn 2, Humongous Kessig Naturalist. No. Okay, looking more just like mono green. That is nasty. I always knew this was coming, but I just haven't seen it yet. But that's nasty, man. No, that's just nasty, man. like this thing needed to get any bigger. Luckily, I think Wizards foresaw this, and it's the reason why we have that new Brittle something. Does like 5 damage. Exiles. Boom. Okay, so got Adeline into the Maul next turn. Well, yeah, he's probably got a... and it's got Vigilance. Are you kidding me? That is just disgusting. Now you can go Blizzard Brawl. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Wow. Wow, Mono Green seems to have gotten slightly ridiculous as well. I'm hoping to hit a Brutal Cathar off of this Inquisitor Captain. Oh, yes. Hopefully he doesn't have a Snakeskin Veil. No veil, baby, no veil. Whew. Okay. That was freaking amazing. Captain CoCo to the rescue. Okay. This is a new card. Do we go with the Reidane? Or do we make Captain CoCo fly? I think that's the way to go about it, no? Surely. Gotta have a flying Captain CoCo. What are you doing in life? 1 attack. With Vigilance. Oh baby, that feels great. Now we gotta start trying to play around with this day-night cycle a little bit. Don't you know we've got first strike? So if this dies, he gets to seek a permanent card with mana value equal to the number of lands that he controls. He's got 5 lands. That could be a Wrenn and 7, which would make a huge problem. So I think I'm gonna let that go. It's not bad. Boom. Bye-bye, little wolfy boy. We now have a 6/6. Now he has 6 lands. That's the problem with this card. At some point... I knew it was coming. At some point, there's nothing you can seek left in your library. We've just won the game though, so it's all good. Okay. We did it, guys! I thought that one was gonna. That 5/5 trampling freaking old growth troll was a pain in my butt, but a flying Captain CoCo is a flying Captain CoCo. gotta watch out for that guy. Alright, so 3 in a row. Mono White's still feeling pretty bastos, if I may be perfectly honest. Great aggro plan, and I mean, this was literally something I threw together in 2 seconds. What are we thinking? Like about Captain Eberhart as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So far, pretty sweet. Like, you know, to the point of where maybe I would like to have a 3rd copy. And make sure he's like always on the battlefield with Thalia together. That feels so good. I've got a Taxes deck in mind. You know, we're looking at Curse of Silence. We're talking about Paladin class. We're talking about Thalia. We're talking about Captain Eberhart. We're talking about Reidane. We're talking about Elite Spellbinder. Like all of the tax cards in one deck. And like just make it so that the opponent pretty much just can't play anything. Double Captain CoCo in the house. Luminarch Veteran always makes me a bit worried though. Because this is going to be like the Blessed... Okay. Voice of the Blessed next turn is no joke. Let's see if he goes for the block. He doesn't. That means yeah, okay. So it's gonna watch this. So it'll get, it comes as a 2/2 and it'll get 2 life gain triggers, so it'll become a 4/4. We've got those 2 copies of Valorous Stance. Oh goodness, it's Selesnya. This makes it even more scary. Oh, he's really setting up that Trelisara. Okay, Captain CoCo, do your thing. Brutal Cathar, baby. Oh, yes. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, the Apparition. Nah, Cathar. It's gotta be the Cathar. Captain CoCo, baby. To the rescue. Got another one of those where that came from. Here comes the voice. This is where things get serious. We need to get another captain. I mean, another brutal. That is disgusting. This card is disgusting. Can we all agree that this card is just absolutely the most broken piece of nonsense ever? Come on, Brutal Cathar. Next turn into Intrepid Adversary with... Oh, that's also pretty good. That's also very nice. Intrepid Adversary. Make the whole team massive. Oh. God, this deck is disgusting. Just look at it go. Okay, he's playing out his whole hand. That means a potential like Brutal Cathar going to nighttime and back again. That's nasty. Boom. That is nasty. Alright, I mean, it's gotta be a big old Intrepid. Pass the turn. No way. I mean, come on, man. What a disgusting load of nonsense. And they play all of this, what is this? Come on. It's bad enough we've got this. Don't give me this. Well, it looks like this one is a GG. It's way too many things for one poor little Cathar to handle by himself. Oh, Top Deck City! We do feel a little bit the lack of our friend, oh my god, the Luminarch Aspirant. That's just gonna be game, I'm sure. Okay. He respects my life gain potential. Okay, so we're going to night. It's GG. Oh well, we had a good little run there. Got slammed by a god draw, disgusting mono white. I mean, Selesnya life gain bullshit that shouldn't exist. I mean, why don't you just play like the Innkeeper? No? It's also 2-drop, makes a treasure. Then you have to play this card that doesn't exist. But I guess, you know, I'm busy playing cards that don't exist. So, I guess that's that. What are you even thinking about, dude? Just... You've won. Fair and square. I don't even know why I'm waiting for this. Oh! I got him! I got him! Math is for blockers, bitch. Pardon my French. That was just way too epic. Got him. Got him. Okay, it's a 4-win streak. The streak continues. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That was classic. Gonna have to timestamp that one. All right. I think one more game should be enough. We have a very, very good idea of how this deck runs at this point. Over the next couple of days, I'm going to be doing these shorter videos so that I can squeeze in 2 a day. And we're just going to be revisiting the meta and, you know, seeing how Alchemy has affected it, and potentially also some of the various tribal things, like having a look at and see how werewolves got upgraded by Alchemy, if at all. I really am liking Brahilda. I don't know if you guys have seen this thing. It's pretty ridiculous new 2-drop for the werewolf tribe, so I want to give that a whirl. Yeah, so we're just kind of little revisiting of all the stuff from Standard and seeing how it's been affected by Alchemy over the next couple of days. Captain Eberhart to the rescue. Dun, 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 dun. Pardon me. Oh. Okay. First strike against double strike. I think they just kill each other. Oh, Azorius Tempo. Maybe just splashing a bit of blue for a couple of counter spells, but it's like mono white. You know, wet plains. Okay. Sly Devil you. Okay. Nice. Nice. He's having a good look at that thing like, why is this card cost so much? The Aspirant. So here we get to see. You know, usually you could like put that counter on the Spellbinder, attack straight away, boom, bada boom. There we go, Captain CoCo, let's get a lovely Brutal Cathar. No, Skyclave Apparition is just groovy though. Goes for the block. Oh, that's just great. Although, makes me feel like there could be a Doomscar. No. His own Captain CoCo. The battle of the captains. If we top deck another land, we play Adeline. If we don't top deck another land, we go for the Intrepid. What's going on here? How are these things? What? Oh my goodness gracious me. He used the Glasspool Mimic. Nice. Keep on attacking, baby. It's the way the cookie crumbles around these parts. Got another adversary. Wow, man. Unbelievable, guys. Really lucky opponent there. It's that timely top deck. Oh well. Off you go. Oh wow. Phase out, attack, good game. Well played, opponent. Very nice deck. Very, very nice. I like that a lot. But yeah, alright. That's going to be it for this video. I think we had a very, very good run there. Getting eventually beaten by a very, very nice Azorius tempo build. Now that we have reached this final sort of wrap up and final thoughts segment of the video, let's jump back into the deck and see if there are any adjustments that I would consider making in the future and thoughts. We didn't really get to see if Faceless Haven was a huge difference in those particular matches, but the Snowlands, it does feel like it's still pretty safe. It's just the cheapest creature land to activate. The next cheapest would be Den of the Bugbear at 4, and then, you know, this one is 5 to activate. So, you know, I don't know. It might still be the best one. For now, that's where I stand on it. Then perhaps, you know, fiddling with the numbers here. More Brutals, less Brutals, more Skyclaves, less Skyclaves. Did we feel the the lack of the Elite Spellbinder? Should we put that in instead of perhaps, you know, get rid of the Maul and the Reidane? Definitely needs to be a version 2 coming your way, so stay tuned for that. But that's all I have to say about this particular version. So, as we saw, very, very, very strong, regardless. We've also got a Selesnya variant coming in the next couple of days, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But that's going to be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Those of you who make it to the end, as you know, you are my favorite people in the whole wide world. Yeah, what else do I have to add? I'll see you all tonight for some fresh brews. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.